all my relationships pretty much from like high school up until 30, I was very used to like bickering. Like that was just such a natural thing, and bickering like aggressively, like
Like you would
yelling.
bicker?
Both of us would
Oh,
like
whoa.
it would if we had a rough patch, we would argue like loud, yell, never like physically abusive, but it would be like you no, you shut up, no, you shut up, blah, 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 like that whole thing. And it wasn't until I met a man that the first time that happened, like I felt so stupid because he looked at me and was like, "Why are you yelling?" And like calmly, just
Yeah.
like, "Why are you yelling?" And I was like, I don't even know. I don't have an answer to that because I legit don't know. But that then showed me there's another way. And he was like, yo, we can disagree. You do not have to raise your voice. We do not have to curse. We can have a discourse and do it calmly. And literally for the 4.5 years we were together, we never had like a spat, like we disagreed plenty of times, but it was,
I
yeah,
had
it
that
was,
before. It was
it was
great.
so good. So
I
I've
am
now
not the
learned
arguing
that.
type.
So now,
I
like,
am. I would
I'm
yell
not
to the
doing
top
it.
of my lungs.
But me, listen,
And it's so uncomfortable, right? Like after you do, like my whole body will be shaking. Like I'm like, dog, I need like 2 days to come down off of this fight.
that's why I
because
hate arguing.
yeah,
Maybe 4.
yeah,
That can stop a relationship for me.
Yeah,
Because I'm
no,
like,
for
if you like
sure.
to do too much and argue too much, look, this ain't gonna work
You
out.
see how you get me?
Right.
It's
No,
not
it's
You
really
making me
you getting
act
yourself.
because
Yeah.
once I get to that level, I turn like
No,
to a
it's not.
Tasmanian devil.
Crazy.
Like,
I
now
wanted
let's
to-
just fight.
I wanted to take a word that you said or a phrase that you said, and I wanted to also dive in on it. We are all, it's not verbatim.
Mhm.
We are all conditioned by our past relationships,
Yeah,
good and bad, to our own detriment. Is what I'm adding.
yeah, for sure.
Because the problem that I've then realized is that I say this all the time. Y'all heard me say it earlier. There's in my opinion, there's only 20% of good women, 20% of good men. Now the problem is if you experience one of these or maybe even 2 of these, your conditioning for your past relationship, those bars are really high. So when you get back to reality, which is that dating pool that everybody's complaining about, that don't exist over there. That's that 80%. So now we have to now my question is, how do we get out of the conditioning that we think that, oh, I deserve this because I experienced this? It could be, roses every week. It could be trips 3 times a year, 4 times a year. But realistically, not everybody's able to do that same upkeep and meet that bar that you're setting. So is the dating pool really trash, or are our expectations from our previous relationships been the bar has been set too high?
I feel like it's a mixture of both, right? I do think dating is difficult as a single woman. Dating can be challenging. It's a lot of things. I ain't gonna go into all the reasons why I think it's challenging, but I also think yes, your standards can sometimes be like what you were saying, like an obsessive reaction to what you dealt with. Like it becomes like I'm trying to damage control every little interaction, and that's impossible to do. You cannot damage control every single thing. You have to start people off with a clean slate. You have to give everybody a new opportunity, but also have your standards and stand on them and make sure that they're realistic. Like I'm sure most women can write a list of 20 to 30 things we would love to have in a person, but then you have to prioritize those things and be realistic about like in order. Like some of these things I may not get. Am I okay with not getting a man with a 6-pack? Yes, I'm okay with that. If he's the top 10 things or the top 5 things, then we could probably work with, it. I think we all have to be realistic about that, and not come in over controlling because you made bad decisions in your past. Because some of it is about bad choices and some of it is about a bad person or a person who just wasn't in a position to be in the relationship with you in the right way. So I don't know. I think you have to start fresh and you have to be really accountable to you. So that as you're going forward, you're being sensible. You're being sensible about it all.
And remembering that nobody's perfect. Are you perfect? Do you
No,
have,
of course not.
do you
Yeah.
have all of the things that someone is looking for? So sometimes it's not just the dating pool. It's like we're a part of the dating pool. So
Yeah.
obviously, if something isn't working, what is it that I could be doing wrong? And I think that's important as well. Like acknowledging, okay, I have some stuff that I need to work on in order to make, a relationship work a lot of times.
And I feel like a lot of times we forget that part.
Yeah, that
We
I'm
do,
not
yeah.
perfect. I got some
Yeah.
shit with me.
I always I be hearing this. I know what I want. I know what I. No, you don't.
Men know, but men say that too.
No. Listen, anybody who's running with the narrative of I know what I want, to me, they're closed-minded. You haven't gotten all of those things in one person, so you're not being realistic. Because if you did get all those things with that one person, you'd still be with them. So, like, I think that when we have to also come down to that, come down off of ourselves and saying, because a lot of the things that we want, in my opinion, is only what society has told us we should have, what we deserve, right? And if we come down off that, pedestal that we put ourselves on and just be more mindful about what the world really is, we could probably understand that the dating pool is not as bad as it is. Now, in my opinion, it's filled with a lot of leftovers, right? Because the good ones are usually going to be taken. But there are some people who fumble the bag and you might luck up, but you got to understand that they're not going to have all 5 things. They might only have 3.
But that's not always true, because we always hear about divorces. We always hear about people who, like, you may have picked the wrong person. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're not a catch, It's just that you spent 10 years with the wrong person. Now you're back in the dating pool. So we can't even say, like, those types of things, because every day it's a new person that's getting thrown back in the dating pool.
They fall
and
through the
they ain't do
cracks.
shit. Yeah, but like, and now they have
catch too. The one that you're leaving, they're just not a catch for you.
Exactly.
There's
They
somebody
belong
else's
in the
catch.
dating pool.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes people get into relationships based off of, I need to check this off my list, check this off my list.
Yeah.
But like, what about just having genuine good chemistry?
Yeah.
What about meeting someone that you can genuinely work with and, is able to, understand you in certain ways? So I think sometimes that is also like,
I feel like some people are afraid to leave it up to that, because it's just like sometimes when you get in a really good groove with someone and you start to like them and you guys have good chemistry, they check no boxes. Maybe 1 or 2, but it's just like that's not enough. But it's just like,
how are you surviving? Like, can you decide, all right, I'm gonna just be with a woman, like, Okay, so anyways, yeah, but like,
it is.
No, because to have that, like,
That's
you ever
a
feel like you
shame.
need that masculine feel, like you need somebody to be like, yeah, come here, girl. Put your head on my chest.
I don't want no man to say that to me.
Did she just drunk?
So, okay, so like when it comes to the dating pool, I feel like if you, for example, me, I know I like a certain look sometimes, or like a lot of people, when we hear women say all the time, oh, he has to be over whatever height, 5'11", who knows? I don't know, whatever girls say.
It's 6
But if
feet,
you-
child.
Let her stick with the 5'11". Thank you.
But like, everybody has these certain things. So if you are already going into the dating pool expecting these things that you've put on your list, you're going to assume, oh, the dating pool is trash. But you're looking for things that are just
unrealistic.
Yeah, they're unrealistic, and they're not going to help you find a good person. You're not looking for a good person. You're looking for like certain things that are not going to make you have a successful relationship. So I don't think necessarily the dating pool is bad. I just think people are looking in the wrong direction, or they're not really.
But so that actually relates to what Marie said. If you look around and you in the 80 and you can't snag somebody in the 20, that lets you know you're in the 80 and you should be looking in the 80.
Right.
It gives you a vast amount of people to look at now. So of this 80% of men or women, why can't you find somebody? And so that should put your checklist in check, because that means your checklist is not parallel to reality. It's not parallel to exactly to your reality. And I remember I said this the other day, like, you can't make $32,000 a year looking for a man that makes $189 a year. I mean, can it happen? Yes, anything is possible. However, what is the likelihood of it happening?
1% chance.
It's not exactly. It's not that likely. So, do you want to keep spinning your wheels every day, running into the wrong kind of men which are men who don't want you, or men who are not good for you, or men who will not, can't even have a fucking conversation with them? Like, are you going to keep spinning your wheels with these kind of people? Or are you going to, like, bring yourself into reality? Are you going to quit being delusional? Like, the delusion is what's killing us. Like, you think you so great and you deserve somebody else. No, what do you qualify for? And you say this all the time, Rico. What do you qualify for? And I'm not saying to, like, down yourself. It's great to have self-esteem and this, that, and the other. But come on now, self-esteem does not include delusion.
No, it don't.
You know,
But in 2023, it seems
does.
like
It
that.
helps.
Right.
It helps the self-esteem. I'm not gonna
But
lie.
you know what
That
also
does
is
help.
another thing too is that there are some men and there are some women who couldn't pick a good partner if I gave them 10 and they had to choose 1 out of 10 and all 10 were good partners. They still missed the mark.
I think a lot of that though is because we are constantly thinking there's something more.
better, yeah.
We're never content, and not like in a settling type of way. Like we are never content. It's like this person is 90% of what I want. It's got to be a 99 out there. It's like that is so ridiculous.
It is.
Especially once you get to a certain point in life and you know that you may want certain things that are biologically controlled, like you want a family. How long are you gonna chase 99% if you 47?
And at one
how
point,
long are you gonna chase
Time is
that?
ticking.
and at one point,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily settling because we talk about settling all the time. At one point, once you get to a certain percentage, okay, you're not settling. You're just
Being greedy.
You're being
delusional.
yeah, it's
Now
too
you're just looking
much.
because ain't nobody out here 100%. Somebody going, like somebody is not gonna have that piece
Yeah.
that you. Maybe the person can't drive. All right, we know you wanted a NASCAR driver out this bitch, but the person you just drive for him. You know what I'm saying?
Like you think about so many people think Beyonce, right, is like top tier, probably incredible, a wonderful wife, all the things. Beyonce is infamously known for not being able to cook. She can't cook.
And messy.